Welcome to another Arthritis Help Movement Improvement session where you learn to move differently so you can feel better. I'm Dr. Dave Sofer, physical therapist. Today we're going to be talking about higher level movements, moving in different directions, maybe quickly for those of you who are more active, athletic, tennis players, basketball players who are still keeping it up and staying active even though they have arthritis or some joint breakdown or some joint pain. And I love to see that, and I want to keep you active. So here's a great little matrix exercise that you can do to help you move in all different directions. So first we're going to start standing comfortably on your feet, and we're going to first go through form, because form is super important, and then we're going to go through the exercise, through the activity. So we're going to start, you're just going to take a step forward, comfortable step forward, and we're going to lunge, but lunge in a way where your head actually goes past your toes, but your knee doesn't go past your toes, and the weight is on your heel. That's a little bit tricky to figure out, but think about how are you going to bend. You have to fold at the waist so the head goes beyond the toes, the heel stays grounded, and the knee does not come over the toes. You should be able to see your toes the whole time you're doing this exercise. Just practice that a little bit forward and back and get a sense of that movement. And then from there, we're going to take the same idea and we're going to go sideways, and we're going to step to the side, and we're going to shift. You're going to feel the butt goes backwards in space. We're going to fold, and so the body moves over to the side. Again, the weight grounded through the heel, and then come back and just get the feel for those movements. You're going to do this a few times. It might take you a little while to figure out the pattern of how to move. Hips back, head forward, and then come back. You don't want to be tall and just bending your knee forward. That's going to put a lot of shearing force through your knee, make you uncomfortable. Make sure that you're bending down kind of like a skier. And then we're going to think about just stepping backwards. Backwards is simple. You're just going to shift the weight back onto your back heel, leaning backwards, putting weight off the front foot onto the back foot. This one, the knee does bend a little bit over the toe. That's okay. It has to when you go back. All right, now we're going to wind up going in, that's the form, we're going to go in all directions. So we're going to go forward, diagonal, sideways, backwards, diagonal, and straight back. So we're going to go forward into that lunge, and then come back. We're going to go diagonal into that lunge, same idea, head over toes, knee stays back, and come back. We're going to go sideways into that lunge. We're going to go backwards, diagonal, into that lunge, keeping your chest square, and then backwards into that lunge. We're going to go around that matrix one more time. We're going to go forward so the head comes forward over the toes, but the knee doesn't go over the toes. Feel all the weight on your heel as you take that diagonal. Feel all the weight on your heel. Your butt goes back, head goes forward as you go sideways, and then keeping your body square, diagonal back, and keeping your body square backwards. Good. Now we're going to do this, and if you're comfortable with that and you don't have any pain, we're going to up the speed and some momentum so that way it mimics a little bit more of athletic activity. So we're going to go forward and then bounce back, and then diagonal and then bounce back, and sideways and bounce back, diagonal back and bounce back, backwards and bounce back. You do 10 of those going all the way around the matrix. Forward, diagonal, sideways, diagonal back, and backwards, and then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other leg. First we're going to find form, so feel how we can feel that form of going forward so that we get the head going over the toes, but not the knees going over the toes, grounding through the heel, and then come back sideways, ground the heel, stick your butt backwards, head goes forward, come together, diagonal backwards, just keeping the body square. This one, the knee's going to bend a little bit forward over the toes. Backwards, just feeling that the weight goes from the front foot to the back foot, and then we're going to just go through that matrix. Forward, diagonal, sideways, diagonal back, and then backwards. Again, this should be completely pain-free. If you're having any pain, slow down, do it smaller, do it less, change your form, find a way to make it comfortable. Do not work through pain. This is not a no pain, no gain situation. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a little speed and a little bit of momentum into it that we have to control. So forward, bounce back, diagonal, bounce back, sideways, bounce back, diagonal back, bounce back, backwards, and back. Good, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5. If you want to do this for a strength routine, you just do 10 of these on each side. This is also a great warm-up before you step onto the tennis court or before you step onto the basketball court to keep your body ready, primed for all those side-to-side directions. This helps you move in all directions for multi-sport cutting type of play. So if you're still keeping it up and you're an athlete, you're persisting despite your joint pain or your arthritis condition, I applaud you. This is going to keep you healthy, keep you moving. Thank you so much for joining me today, and don't forget to thank yourself for putting in the hard work and doing the things that you need to do to make yourself better. I'll see you all next week with a whole new video teaching you how to move differently so you can feel better.